guys, so today I'm going to be showing you a very cool looking trick, and I have my lovely assistant Sam here to help me out once again. So, as you can see, I actually am not using a full deck of cards. I'm only using about 16 cards here, and I'll actually tell you exactly what's in these cards over here. So I actually have 13 black cards, and then 3 are red. So have you ever played the game Battleship?
Yeah, of course.
We're basically going to be playing a little bit of a mock game of Battleship here with these cards. So I'll explain it a little bit better in just a minute, but can you actually take those cards and give them a shuffle, mix them up as much as you'd like? And then when you're done shuffling, I would like you to lay out these cards face down in a 4x4 grid on the table, okay? Perfect. So essentially, just like Battleship, we're going to pretend that these cards are the places in a Battleship game. So we have the rows, we have A, B, C, D from your point of view, right? And we also have the columns of the rows of 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we're gonna basically assign grid numbers to each of these cards, right? So, like I said, 3 of these cards are red, and those are the cards that I would like you to try to locate. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be calling out any 3 positions in this grid. And whichever of those positions you'd like, I'd like you to place those 3 cards face down in my hand. So you're gonna do that 3 times, try to locate those 3 red cards, okay? So whenever you're ready, go ahead.
We'll do B4.
Okay, B4.
A2.
A2.
And D3.
D3, perfect. So you can agree these 3 cards were completely free choices out of this grid. So just to prove that all these cards are normal, I'd actually like you to start flipping them over and taking a look, because they are actually all black, and just to see that you could have chosen any of those cards, and I'll actually help you out to flip them over as well. But really, you can see that all of these cards are black, but you ended up on these 3 locations, correct? And you can agree those were completely free choices.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did it. Really, I don't know how, but I think you're really, really good at Battleship, because you were able to find all 3 of the red cards. You have successfully sunk all 3 ships. So yeah, that's the trick, guys. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So the method for this trick is literally extremely easy. There's almost nothing to it. So this tutorial will be pretty short, but I just want to leave you guys with the message of this idea that card tricks can be created from literally anything. I take a massive inspiration from a magician named Ollie. I found him a few years ago, and I've been watching his work ever since, and he has some really great stuff. So I'll leave all of his links in the description below, because this trick was very much inspired by his work. Please go ahead and check him out. So I wanted to think of a card trick related to a type of game, and I thought Battleship was a great example, because you have all these places in the grid that you can choose from, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if the spectator was able to choose points on the grid and they were somehow the spectator's cards, or they were the only mismatching cards in the pile. I thought that was a really cool and interesting idea, so I came up with this, and it's a very simple method. But basically, you do not need the whole deck for this trick. You just need any 16 black cards here, and then you just take out any 3 red cards. And the setup for this trick is these 3 red cards will go face down in your lap, and that's really the only thing you have to worry about. And then these 16 cards, black cards, are going to be on the table the entire time. So you give these over to the spectator, they shuffle them, and you ask them if they've played Battleship before, and you say that we're going to be basically playing a little mock game of Battleship. You tell them to align the cards in a 4x4 grid. I'll try and get that in the camera here, but it really doesn't matter where they lay out these cards, because all these cards are shuffled and all of these cards are black. So you tell them that we have the 4 columns, A, B, C, D, and then the rows 1, 2, 3, 4. So then you basically just tell the spectator to choose any 3 that they'd like, and it's a completely free choice. There is no force, nothing like that. They really do have the option to choose any 3 of these cards. So let's say they choose these 3 over here. When they choose the 3 positions, you want to make sure that they call out the positions in terms of Battleship names. So this, for example, would be D4, and then this one would be C3, and then this one would be 1. It's just nice to call out these names because then it kind of feels like you're playing Battleship in a way. So then when the spectator takes these cards, you ask them to place them in your hand face down like this. So once you have all 3 here, you're actually going to get the cards in your lap, the red cards here, you're going to get those in a Tenkai palm, which means you're going to hold the cards like this. So the cards will be held between your thumb and the base of your hand, just like so. These will be getting ready for the switch that you're about to do in a minute. So before you do the switch though, you tell the spectator that you want them to check all of the face down cards on the table because they really could have had any choice of any of these cards. So then you tell them to start flipping over the cards one by one, and when they get through about half of the cards, you're actually going to execute the switch. So the switch is essentially this. You're going to basically be taking the cards in your hand, using your index finger, and getting rid of them by using your index finger here to push them down. And at the same time, you're going to drop the cards from the right hand into the left. And then you're immediately going to come over with your right hand. And the justification for this move is you're going to use your right hand to continue to help the spectator to turn the rest of the cards over. So it will look completely natural. And in the performance, this might have been a little bit obvious just from watching the video if you were trying to pay attention to me the whole time. However, Sam in the performance, he did not see this whatsoever. I even asked him afterwards if he saw me do this switch, and he said that he didn't at all. It was completely undetectable. Just know that in a real life setting, this would look completely invisible, and obviously there wouldn't be a camera staring at my hands. But even if there was somebody staring at my hands, the angles for this move are pretty good. You just want to make sure that the spectator is sitting in a way so that they cannot see the cards from the back of your hand here. But it should look very natural because you are justified by taking your right hand here and flipping over the rest of the cards on the table. So it should look very natural. And right when I put the cards in my hand, I just immediately spread them out. So then once all the cards are facing up, the cards would still be in the grid formation. I just don't have enough space on the table here. But then I place the cards back in the grid positions where they were. And then I one at a time flip them over, showing that they have now successfully sunk my battleship. And I like to say that line because then it ties in the whole theme of the battleship to the whole trick. And yeah, so as you can see, it's a very, very simple trick. There's really nothing to it, but the idea for this video is just so that you guys can be creative and you can really, really try to think outside of the box when you're coming up with original ideas for card tricks. Just go around your house, look at something and go, how can I turn that into a card trick? Really, it's a great exercise, and I highly encourage you guys to try doing it sometime. So once again, please go ahead and check out Ollie. He's one of my all-time favorite magicians. I genuinely love everything that he does. I think it's incredible. So please go and support him. Go and check him out. He's a very, very big inspiration, and he definitely inspired me to create this type of effect. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and see you guys next time. Bye.